Good evening. We're back with another episode of News Night, and our top story is still Karnataka. Dramatic visuals today outside the Sofitel hotel in Mumbai, where the MLAs, the rebels, were staying, and I use the word were because at last we heard they were moving to Goa along with a BJP leader as well. DK Shivakumar, the Congress's troubleshooter, is trying his best to at least mount a rearguard action. The Congress war room met with the top leadership in Delhi. Kumaraswamy came up today and said extremely confident that his government would survive based on what exactly nobody knows. Nobody has any idea what might really happen. The BJP is planning statewide massive protests tomorrow all across Karnataka, urging Kumaraswamy to resign his post of chief minister. There is also another theory during the rounds that the Congress party could perhaps, in the last-ditch attempt to pacify and placate these rebel MLAs, could ask Kumaraswamy to step down and install another Congress chief minister there. Now, all those are in the realm of speculation theory right now. Currently, we see a struggling coalition government tottering completely, situation bad to worse for the JDS Congress combined in Karnataka, with yet another independent MLA today, R. Shankar, going to the governor, submitting his resignation and clearly suggesting he would not be part of the government. Not just that, he would now support the BJP from now on. The BJP is now claiming the support of 107 MLAs with 2 independents and are asking Kumaraswamy to step down. Major political circus, drama all over. Some reactions coming in. The most important ones we've lined up today. Before we go to our guests, take a look at this.
I will take the decision.
Sir, is everything okay with the political crisis?
That issue will solve it, don't worry.
Government will run smoothly.
It will run.
Now we are having legislature party BJP meeting, and we are going to take appropriate decision in that meeting. And tomorrow, almost all the district headquarters, our workers will protest because the Congress and JDS lost the majority. So CM should resign immediately. That is our intention. That is the people aspiration also. When he lost the confidence, they have no moral right to conduct the business and assembly also. That's why we are demanding that he must give resignation immediately.
BJP is trying to shield, they are not involved, and it has been seen in the airport. Just Mr. Nagesh called me that he has been hijacked by Yediyurappa PA and all his BJP people, and immediately I rushed to the airport by the time the flight has left.
So are you planning to file any case for abduction of your MLA, sir?
Let me see. Our legal team will look at all these issues.
So the situation quite fluid as of now. Nobody really knows what might happen. Remember, the Speaker has also called all these MLAs one by one to personally scrutinize why they resigned and have left this tottering government to the JDS and the Congress. Joining us tonight on Newsnight is Shekhar Iyer, senior journalist and political analyst. Also with us is T.R. Prasad Gowda of the JDS. And completing my panel today will be Sudesh Verma and Mr. Dhananjay of the Congress legal cell in Karnataka. Sudesh Verma, I'd like to start with you. There are massive protests being planned by the BJP tomorrow. Mr. Yediyurappa has said that he has the support of 107 now instead of 105. 2 independents now supporting the BJP as well. The Congress clearly directly charging the BJP with acting behind the scenes. Today there was a protest outside Sofitel Hotel in Mumbai where the MLAs were staying. There were horses there. The Congress, Youth Congress, trying to indicate there is massive nefarious horse trading going on. How would you like to respond to those allegations, first of all?
Arthur, if someone is not able to keep the flock together, you can't blame the BJP for that. And if so many MLAs have resigned, clearly the whole of the country knows that your government has come in a minority. So what are you trying to, rather than resigning and following the honorable way, because you were in government already, and your people say they're so angry that they're at the cost of losing membership, because they'll have to go for fresh polls if they resign. If they're doing so, then there's something very seriously wrong. And this should be understood. Rather than trying to honor their anger, rather than trying to understand that you have lost the majority, if you still try to cobble together a majority somehow, then you are leading to unethical practice, which is not good for democracy. BJP, as the opposition, of course, will protest and let the people be aware what this government is doing. Because power should not be for your benefit. Power should be for benefit of the people of Karnataka.
No,
and what the Congress and JDS has done.
I understand, but
it's a naked, unabased pursuit of power.
Certain questions have been raised clearly, given the fact that this government has, I believe, 4 years left to govern. And if these MLAs, most of them are ministers, mind you, some of them are ministers in the cabinet of this particular government, DK Kumaraswamy government, and people are raising the question, why would so many MLAs who have 4 years left to govern, most of them are ministers, suddenly up and decide to completely withdraw support to the government and decide to switch loyalties in R. Shankar's case perhaps, or in other cases, just immediately decide that they don't want to govern for 4 years, they would rather either see a new government or fresh elections. So those questions remain unanswered. And politically, we understand in this country, no matter which political party you're from, if you have and if you are within touching distance of power, you don't want to let go.
You see, one thing which has happened in this country after Lok Sabha elections, where we got a massive majority, and what Modi ji has done, the massive Modi wave. So people have realized that Congress cannot be the right instrument. So if you have to do your positive politics for society, BJP has emerged as a very strong instrument. You see TDP MPs joining us. You see many people trying to join the BJP and do their politics because they see this as an instrument of social and political transformation. So if MLAs feel that they cannot adjust to the kind of chicanery that is going on in this government, then naturally they would like to come forward and do their politics.
Isn't that blatant opportunism too that you see?
No, you call it opportunism, or you call it transformation of their whole psyche, that they feel that the Congress and the JDS, the way they are trying to divide power among themselves and loot the state. So this is not the way the governance is carried out.
You call it transformation, I call it opportunism, potato. Okay, Mr. Prasad Gowda, there is a very serious challenge to this government right now. Mr. Kumaraswamy said earlier in the day that this government would survive and would make sure the government survives. But now there are theories, Mr. Gowda, that the Congress party is looking at another last rearguard attempt to install a Congress chief minister to placate and pacify certain rebels. And in that particular scenario, hypothetical as it may be right now, will the JDS agree to it?
First of all,
it is a false misleading question.
My BJP friend.
There is no such. We are going to continue Chief Minister as a Kumaraswamy.
No, that's fine. But
ask BJP friend. Ask BJP friend.
Yeah.
Who has looted when BJP was in power in the state of Karnataka? How many of your ministers have gone to jail? And who has looted?
Everybody
this
knows
Karnataka
about
people knows about it. Knows about it. And including your so-called Yediyurappa has gone to jail on account of taking money of bribe or
so what, he was exonerated by the court, my dear.
That is the history.
You know how the Congress was voted out of power because of that.
Your BJP leaders in Karnataka have done.
Congress was voted out of power because of precisely this corruption.
I wanted to tell you, you don't know the history. You don't know the past history of Karnataka. Who has looted this state of Karnataka? You please better read back, and you understand. Then you come back to me. I will tell you. I will give you the
gentlemen, give me a second. We can't understand what you're saying. If you speak over one another. No, one second. Let me intervene here. Please, allow me. Allow me, Sudesh, allow me, please. If you speak over each other, we can't understand what you're saying. So let me ask Shekhar Iyer a question before I go across to Mr. Dhananjay, and I will go across to Mr. Dhananjay as well. But first, I want to ask Shekhar Iyer. Clearly, there are factors at play here which don't have to be linear, if you will. Some people say, in fact, senior Congress leaders have come out off the record. I won't name anyone right now, suggesting that there is a problem within the Congress party. Certain strong, harsh words have been used. I don't want to repeat them right now, otherwise the game would be given away. But clearly they are indicating that there are some powerful people within the Congress party who want to pull HD Kumaraswamy a couple of notches down, their own rivals within the Congress party a couple of notches down, and that's exactly what's playing out right now. In fact, one leader, who I will not name right now, but he's a very important player in all of this, has suggested off the record that certain of these rebel MLAs, so-called rebels, are constantly in touch with a very senior functionary within the Congress party, and everything is happening on his behest. Are those just games being played out, or is there some truth to that as well?
Yeah, there are a lot of truths to it, because under Kumaraswamy's leadership, the Congress leaders in Karnataka have been very unhappy. if this government has been tottering for a long time, it is largely because they have not been able to accept the manner in which the Kumaraswamy has been functioning. And Kumaraswamy also has not been very happy the kind of cooperation he has been getting from the Congress. So therefore we saw Kumaraswamy several times saying, I don't know how long this government will last, I feel that I am being betrayed. He has also been expressing a lot of displeasure with his Congress colleagues. But the fact is also, you see, after the Lok Sabha elections, the whole idea was this coalition should pull on till the Lok Sabha elections. Now, after the Lok Sabha election, this result has given a big shock because the Congress has lost ground, JDS has lost ground, and within the Congress, the feeling, particularly by leaders like Siddaramaiah, who feel that this coalition arrangement is giving diminishing returns to the Congress because the BJP has gained in the Lok Sabha elections. They have won 25 of the 28 Lok Sabha seats. And of course, BJP is waiting in the wings for this government to collapse. But at the same time, they do not have the numbers on their side. So within the Congress, there are several ideas being propped up. Because when Devagowda, who is actually the patriarch of JDS, realized that Siddaramaiah could be behind all this, he proposed Mallikarjun Kharge as a Congress chief minister.
Right.
Which
and
obviously
I want to get back
will not be acceptable
to that particular contingency in just a bit. Mr. Dhananjay, you in fact have also said there is a big legal argument to be made here, and the Congress legal cell has already written to the governor and the speaker about not really responding or at least accepting those resignations that have been given to them right now. What exactly is the party's plan right now, apart from the legal argument that you've already told us? What exactly is the Congress thinking right now, Mr. Dhananjay?
See, what I like to say, first of all, the coalition government is going to continue. Our Chief Minister Kumaraswamy is going to continue as a Chief Minister for another 4 years. There is no doubt. There is only dissatisfaction among certain ministers. That was the rise by the MLAs who was gone to the Bombay. That is taken the host to the BJP. And also the own member of parliament belongs to the chart. They are the one who taken them to the Bombay. Let them enjoy there, no problem. But I would like to tell you the resignation is not in accordance with law. So the question of resigning is not arises because they are supposed to give, if at all there is any resignation in accordance with law. That is 202 of class 2 of rules of procedure conduct of business in Karnataka Legislative Assembly. They shall come personally and hand over to the Speaker, Honorable Speaker, and explain on what ground, on what authority, what is the dissatisfaction they are resigning. If that is not so, the resignation is not expected. So question of other thing is just it is a waste of time. I don't like to talk. Let the BJP do whatever they want to do. But I like to tell you the resignation is not going to be expected. They also want some sort of settlement. The settlement is going to be settled among the member of.
It's a very interesting take on things here. Let me put this to the
BJP just want to play. They want to take a publicity. That's all. They are nothing. Their role is they attempt to impress the disangled MLAs.
I see your point, sir. I get your point.
They're not going to satisfy. They're not going to success.
All right, answer this. If the Speaker does not accept the resignation, as Mr. Dhananjay has been quoting clause 202, part 2 of that particular clause, if the Speaker decides in an eventuality that these resignations cannot be accepted.
Very clear it is. You want me to read it out? I'll read it out. I got the book.
I see your point. I'm asking Sudesh Verma now, how will the BJP react to it? If these resignations, Sudesh,
it must be given personally to the Speaker.
Sir, will you let anyone else speak?
That letter must be written in own handwriting and it has to be signed in presence of Speaker.
I've gotten your point, sir. Please now allow Sudesh to answer this question. Sudesh, what happens if the resignations are not accepted?
You see, no provision in the law can be such that it cannot have some other provisions by which situation can be handled. Law is always like that.
Sorry, it's not gone. I got a book. I'll read it out. Kindly see the book. I will read. I'll give the book itself. Kindly go through.
Let him answer, please.
Sir, can I?
BJP
even the
changing the Constitution of India.
Even the Constitution.
They wanted many times the Constitution of India should be changed.
Let him answer,
as and when they want, they think the laws will go in accordance with the BJP.
Now let me tell you. Let me give you some facts. You have given the poison. I have taken it. take some points from me.
Okay.
Even the constitutional provisions are subject to scrutiny, are subject to interpretation. There cannot be any law that is absolute. So it is subject to interpretation.
No,
let us wait what the action the speaker says. But the fact remains, irrespective of whether the speaker accepts it or not.
What kind of answer is that?
It is the strength in the assembly that decides.
You're already saying that you will challenge the constitution of this country. You're saying that you will somehow manage to work around it. What kind of answer is that?
No, you did not get me. I'm saying that every provision of the constitution is subject to interpretation. Nothing is absolute. That is how the constitution runs. It is interpreted by the court. It is interpreted by the judiciary. It is interpreted by lawyers. Hold on, Mr. Gowda. Let me explain. Let me explain, sir.
Whatever they want.
Sir, let me explain, please. Can I explain further? Can I explain further?
I know.
And after all, it is the assembly's strength on the basis of which majority is decided.
You go back and
it is the strength in the assembly, sir. It is not absolute majority. It is not the total strength of the House. It is the strength in the Assembly that day voting for any resolution that decides
people also don't have majority.
Are you clear about that?
Making the mockery of democracy. You are trying to buy the MLAs. You are trying to buy the MLAs.
Both of you, please calm down. We can't understand anything you're saying. There is no point in speaking over each other. Please. I request all of you not to speak over each other. We can't understand what you're saying. Now, Sudesh Verma, let me put it to you one more time.
Also answer the emotional question.
One second. I'm only asking you on the legal point, Sudesh. Forget the emotional point of this. The fact is, he's quoted from the Constitution. Clause 202, Clause 2 says very clearly, unless and until personally these MLAs meet the Speaker and convince him after scrutiny on the reasons why they resign and what are the reasons, and if the Speaker only is satisfied, can he accept the resignation? If he decides not to, Sudesh, what happens from there on in? Will you take it to court? Yes or no?
Okay, Athar.
Yes.
Athar, first of all, let the Speaker take the call.
Okay.
Second issue is, it is the strength in the Assembly that decides the majority.
Okay.
It is not the overall strength. All of us remember those MLAs who are so motivated to resign. They may have thought that they resigned.
You will be the same.
So you're basically counting on the strength of the Assembly going down.
You can't force anyone not to vote for you.
Now please don't interrupt each other. Don't interrupt.
You can't force anyone to vote for you.
All of you are wasting all of our time. Please don't interrupt each other. Now, Mr. Gowda, clearly the BJP is banking on the fact that the Assembly strength will go down if these MLAs refuse to come to the Assembly because they have resigned. They have not aligned with the BJP as of now. So if the Assembly strength goes down, you don't have the numbers or might not have the numbers.
We can give you n number of reasons, Mr. Akhtar. We can give you n number of reasons. BJP is aligned, and they have fixed the special flights for all these MLAs to fly to Mumbai. And they are taken care of the instance of BJP.
No, I'm saying on
all
the face of it.
All these things are there.
On the face of it, they are coming back. The BJP, are they?
All our MLAs are coming back.
No, on the face of it, they have resigned. They haven't said that we want to go to the BJP.
Every day is not Sunday, my dear friend, BJP friend. Every day is not Sunday. Today you must have won 386.
Why you are
Maybe
so
after
scared?
10 years you will come down to 38.
Why you are not governing while leaving the BJP?
If it is so, don't
Sir,
think.
Why are you blaming the BJP?
Congress
Set your house in
was
order.
400 one time. It has come to 40.
You can't run a government.
Don't think you will remain as it is.
And you are trying to force the majority.
And you will come down drastically. I tell you on this national channel, you will come down to 38 maybe after 10 years if you do all these things. People of India are not dumb. They are saying everything. They are saying everything.
No, one second. Now, I want to go to Shekhar on this as well.
Yes,
Shekhar,
yes.
I'm interested.
Anybody can buy. Any Indian can
please.
predict. Any Indian can
2 points here for Shekhar.
The way you are doing
Number one, Shekhar, the legal point that Mr. Dhananjay raised. Number one, in that particular case, what happens? And number two, isn't the BJP then only counting on the fact that the Assembly strength goes down, which puts them in a far stronger position than they are currently? And if these MLAs do not return to the Assembly, nobody can really drag them back, saying that, oh, you have to come back for reason one or the other. In that case, the BJP is really riding on that one particular point in time. Do you think that's a safe enough strategy for the government to go? Because there is a rearguard action being planned, mounted, whatever you want to call it right now. Shekhar?
I think there is an inbuilt instability in the arrangement as it is now. And I do not think the Congress or JDS can overcome it easily. Because after all, these are their own MLAs. And some of them were ministers earlier, now they are not ministers. Now some more MLAs will be made ministers, these will be put out. And second thing is, Speaker Ramesh is a very experienced person. You know, he knows his role of Speaker very well. So yes, the Speaker will have to find out whether these MLAs have given their resignation under duress. That is the requirement. And these people have handed over their letters to the Assembly Secretary, not to the personal secretary, because the Speaker was not available. The other thing is, see, the Congress whip that has been, see, any whip has been. One more point. Their resignation has come before any whip has been issued. So therefore, you know, they cannot be, the Congress idea of, firefighting using anti-defection law also doesn't seem to help, because the Congress and JDS will have to address the real reason for instability. BJP, of course, will not be an ally for this government. BJP will be looking for an opportunity. But I feel personally, ultimately it is going to lead to fresh elections. You can postpone that situation, but it looks inevitable. Sooner or later, there has to be fresh elections.
But would that be something the BJP would prefer instead of actually installing Yediyurappa back as a, I beg your pardon, Chief Minister?
See, as far as I understand, the BJP central leadership is not too keen, given that the mood after the Lok Sabha elections in Karnataka is in favor of BJP, because they won 25 of the 28 seats. So therefore, BJP central leadership would be more cautious than Yediyurappa. Yediyurappa may be feeling, well, it is right for him to take another chance. But I do not see where the BJP central leadership will allow a kind of adventurism which was seen earlier. And obviously, the Yediyurappa failed last time. This time probably they may hit the street saying that this government has lost majority, has credibility. There could be a more of demonstration on the street rather than attempting to change numbers in the legislature, because it's a tall challenge. Ultimately, I think the BJP will be preparing for assembly elections, which at the moment the Congress and JDS are not ready. Therefore, they are looking for
which
some
one do you
kind of
prefer?
stopgap solutions.
Sudesh, which one does the BJP prefer? Fresh elections, fresh mandate? Nobody can ask questions about the veracity of those particular results if and when fresh elections are held. Is the BJP, or will the BJP be ready for fresh elections if push comes to shove?
Arthur, you see, it would be like counting the chicken before the eggs are hatched. But if you're asking, I'll tell you our principle. Our principle is that the state should not be burdened with another assembly election. Let's see what's going to happen. We'll shoulder our responsibility when the time comes.
Okay, fair enough. Mr. Gowda, if there are fresh elections, will the Congress-JDS combine survive, or will you go your separate ways and fight the election separately? I know this is a hypothetical question, but it can become a reality very soon.
It is going to survive.
We don't mind. I tell you, at this point of time, Mr. Yediyurappa, the state president of BJP himself, mentioned many times he do not want elections fresh. But we don't mind. We don't mind even if the things goes in that way. We don't mind go for the fresh elections and looking for the fresh mandate.
Okay, Mr. Dhananjay, your opinion on this? If push comes to shove and there are fresh elections in Karnataka, can he hear me? Or I don't think Mr. Dhananjay can hear me right now. Shekhar, you already said the BJP would actually prefer fresh elections, and there might be demonstrations.
Only the BJP is dreaming.
Yes, Mr. Dhananjay, would the Congress go in for fresh election? And if that happens,
there is no fresh election. We are going to continue coalition government till 5 years we complete.
No, based on what exactly? I asked you this earlier as well, Mr. Dhananjay. If the Speaker doesn't really go on scrutinizing these 14 MLAs resignations, and one by one more and more MLAs are deserting his government.
He has to follow the procedures. What is the procedure is there laid down by the rules and regulation of Karnataka Legislative Assembly? He has to follow the procedure.
Okay.
When the procedure is irregularity, the resignation is
all right.
not in the confrontation with the
law. As we speak today
so
on Newsnight,
was the
speak
matter.
Today on News Night, the drama is still unfolding. The drama has now shifted to Goa, we believe, and there is another alternative strategy being formulated here in the Congress war room in Delhi. We'll wait and watch what happens tomorrow. This is a continuing story and a developing story. We'll keep our eyes out, peeled for this one. Thank you for joining us, Sudesh Verma, Mr. Dhananjay, T.R.S. Prasad Gowda, as well as Shekhar Iyer. This was News Night. I've been Athar Khan. Thank you for watching.